We all wish we lived in a world that's free of trash and litter, but people like you understand that wishing won't make it happen. You are actually ready to do something about it. Hi, I'm Teresa Bachman with PA Cleanways. Since 1990, PA Cleanways has offered an adoption program as a way for individuals, families, groups, and businesses to adopt local areas they care about and help keep them clean. PA Cleanways is a nonprofit organization that empowers people to eliminate illegal dumping and littering in Pennsylvania. Most locally maintained roadways, greenways, city blocks, public spaces, and even communities can be adopted through PA Cleanways adoption program. Our adoption program complements PennDOT's Adopt a Highway program. If there's a state-maintained roadway that you care about and would like to adopt, contact your local Adopt a Highway coordinator. Adopting is a proven and effective way to address persistent dumping and littering, and it helps keep those areas trash-free. This video will provide step-by-step instructions to ensure that your adoption is a safe and successful one. So let's get started. The first thing we need to do is review areas that are eligible for adoption through the PA Cleanways adoption program. Locally maintained roads are roads that your municipality will take care of for things like snow removal and general maintenance. Greenways include trails, waterways, pathways, parks, or any other space designated for recreation or land protection. Parking lots like those at malls and other shopping areas, city blocks, and vacant lots can be adopted. You can even adopt your community. If you would choose to adopt your community, you would need to be sure of a few things first. Is your community in compliance with Act 101? This means that if there are more than 5,000 people in your community, curbside recycling programs are in place. If there are less than 5,000 people in your community, voluntary recycling options are available to the residents. The municipality will also need to provide a letter indicating a commitment to provide their support for a community-wide cleanup once a year. If you are unsure if the area you want to adopt is eligible, just contact PA Cleanways, and we would be glad to help. Okay, let's assume you've already decided on a location you'd like to adopt. One person, 18 years or older, will need to act as the primary contact. Now, it doesn't matter if a school, a business, or an organization requests the adoption. You'll still need a single primary contact person who will be responsible for contacting the property owner, registering the adoption, organizing safe cleanups, and periodically reporting the results back to PA Cleanways. Once your primary contact person is selected, the real business of an adoption program begins. Speaking with the landowner or maintainer of the property and letting them know your plans to adopt the road or area is the first order of business. The landowner could be an individual, local government, state park or forest personnel, or a local business owner. Not only do you need permission from the landowner to adopt and clean the area, but the landowner also decides where adoption recognition signs will be placed. They must be willing to provide the signpost and erect the sign. In our experience, landowners have been cooperative, even grateful for the adoption. So you see, without the consent and cooperation of the landowner, an adoption or a cleanup can't take place. If you don't know who owns the land, the tax assessor's office in your county will be able to help. The next step is to choose a date for your cleanup. But before you do, it's a good idea to visit the site ahead of time to formulate a plan for the day of the cleanup, such as a meeting place, parking for volunteers, and a central location to place the collected trash. You can also invite the landowner or maintainer of the property to accompany you. After all, they are familiar with the road or area and just may be able to help. While visiting the site, observe traffic patterns and visibility, and any potentially dangerous conditions such as steep slopes or blind curves in the road that could pose a safety risk for volunteers. It's usually best to visit the site at about the same time and day of the week as the actual cleanup, because some traffic patterns change drastically at different times of the day or week. If you think that there are any unsafe conditions for the volunteers, you can consider asking the municipality to close all or a portion of the road during the cleanup. And obviously we can't control the weather, so it's always important to select a backup date in case Mother Nature doesn't cooperate. So you've determined the site is eligible for adoption, received permission from the landowner, assessed the site for safety concerns, and chosen a date. You'll now need to register your adoption with PA Cleanways. By registering your adoption, you'll be sure that your cleanups are covered by PA Cleanways General Liability Insurance. Registration is easy. A one-page form with contact information and details of the area to be cleaned is filled out and signed and returned to us. Just remember, cleanups are not considered a PA Cleanways event unless your adoption is registered with PA Cleanways. Now that you're good to go, you're going to need supplies and services like trash collection and disposal. For this, you'll need partners, people or organizations that aren't actually involved in the cleanup, but that can help by donating supplies and services. Supplies that are a must at every cleanup include garbage bags, gloves, safety vests, and drinking water. If you are coordinating your cleanup around Keep Pennsylvania Beautiful Day in April, garbage bags, gloves, and vests can sometimes be obtained from your local PennDOT office. And please try to reuse the vests and gloves to save on resources. If the amount of trash you collect is rather small, oftentimes volunteers will just put it with their regular household trash disposal. If the amount you collect is significant, in many cases the maintainer of the property, such as a municipality, will dispose of the trash for you. You can also consider contacting your local landfill to ask if they would accept the trash at no charge. In any case, the trash should be disposed of promptly. Bagged trash left at the site for too long could potentially end up scattered, canceling out all your hard work. You'll be the best one to determine what type of disposal you will need depending upon the area. Don't be afraid to ask for supplies or services because most people are happy to help. All right, you've picked out an area, received permission, selected a date, registered with PA Cleanways, and you have supplies and services waiting. Now there are just a few more items of business to take care of before the day of the cleanup. For your protection and that of the volunteers participating in the cleanup, you want to make sure to communicate proper dress. Long sleeve shirts, long pants, work gloves, and work boots or hiking boots will protect against poisonous plants and broken glass. Orange safety vests will make you more visible to oncoming traffic. Proper dress is a critical ingredient to a successful cleanup. And if possible, provide each volunteer with a copy of the PA Cleanway Safety Guidelines before the day of the cleanup. That way, everyone will have a chance to review the guidelines on their own and be familiar with them when you review them the day of the cleanup. Always take along a first aid kit and have a plan in case of emergencies. Any cleanup, regardless of size, can be hazardous, and PA Cleanways takes the safety of its volunteers and the public very seriously. Whether it's just you or a group of volunteers doing the cleanup, as the primary contact, you need to be sure that everyone signs a volunteer release form. If anyone participating is under the age of 18, you'll need a signed parental consent form from their parent or guardian. It's a good idea to get these forms to the parent or guardian before the day of the cleanup, just in case they don't accompany the kids to the site. All of the signed forms should be kept on file by the primary contact. And by the way, the volunteer release form and parental consent form are available on our website, or if you like, we'll mail them to you. Okay, it's the day of the cleanup and the volunteers are ready to get busy. But before they do, the primary contact person needs to take a few minutes to share with them some important safety tips, because safety is our top priority. If you happen to be working along a roadway, wear a fluorescent safety vest and face oncoming traffic, and only work on one side of the road at a time. The primary contact is responsible for erecting road safety signs, such as litter crew ahead signs, at each end of the area you will be working to warn motorists of the cleanup activity. Be really careful handling broken glass, rusty metal, and other sharp objects. If you come across chemicals, propane tanks, or anything else that could be dangerous, don't touch them. You'll need to notify the proper authorities. Don't fill your bags so full that they are too heavy to lift. And be sure to have a separate bag and a plan for recyclables so they can be disposed of properly. Encourage volunteers to take a break when they're tired, and always provide drinking water. Finally, make sure everyone knows where the first aid kit is located, as well as a communication plan in case of an emergency. As simple as these things may sound, it's always best to go over them each time you do a cleanup. Safety should never be taken for granted. Remember, the time and length of your cleanup will vary depending on each individual site. After the cleanup, do your best to count the number of trash bags, tires, and bulky items collected, and be sure to follow through with your prearranged trash disposal plan. You'll need to report the amount collected to us regardless of size. PA Cleanways requires a minimum of 2 cleanups a year. If you want to clean up more often, you can report the amount after each cleanup, or just keep track of it and report it twice a year. The report itself is a short one-page form and is available on our website. After it's completed, you can send it either electronically, through the mail, or by fax. Congratulations, you've done a good job, and now recognition is in order, and what better way than with a sign. PA Cleanways provides up to 2 recognition signs for an adoption. The municipality or landowner decides where the sign will be placed, and also must be willing to provide a signpost and erect the sign. You can order your signs by filling out the sign order form electronically on our website or by sending it to us by fax or mail. Sometimes circumstances change, and you may decide at some point you'd like to discontinue your adoption. Don't worry, just contact us and we'll arrange to have the signs removed. Simple as that. All of the information in this video is available on our website, or call us and we can mail it to you. On behalf of PA Cleanways, we'd like to thank you for helping to make Pennsylvania a cleaner place to live. We hope to hear from you soon.